So we are on to another episode of our EventConnect deep dive on our features here, and going to welcome in Nick, our account manager. Nick, welcome in today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining, man. So we're taking a tour around the dashboard with a lot of different staff members, and today I wanted you to join me to talk about the communication and messaging tools that exist within the EventConnect platform. We're pretty excited and proud of all the different ways that our event owners can communicate with their teams and participants on the platform. And I know you strategize and train and talk a lot about this area with your partners. So I thought you'd be the best guy to join me and walk me through some of the cool features there.
Perfect. Yeah, some new upgrades too. So excited to get into those. We'll start, I guess, here on the association level. So messaging, a partner's messaging from the association level before they deep dive into an event.
Yeah.
So as you can see, we're on the overview page, our main page here. Under the events header, would actually access the manage registration. So I think that's a perfect place to start. We'll focus on the past teams, upcoming teams, past events, upcoming events.
Sweet, awesome. And before we dive right into working with the data and sending out the using the communication tool, I always work with you guys and partners on how there's efficiencies that we create that are created by the communication tool being so close to the reports. Mm-hmm. But I even take it a step back and we dive deep into the system here. Let's walk through how we can create message templates to create those efficiencies right kind of from the start. So walk me through where, as an event owner, before I even get to sending out a message, I want to get into those message templates because there's some messages that I constantly send time and time again. Where would I go to create those templates? Yeah,
perfect feature. So under the settings, again, the association level, left-hand side, drop down association settings.
Yep.
When we go through this tab here, at the bottom of the page, you'll notice division templates, bracketless templates, and message templates. So message templates is what we want to focus on. This is what will actually populate when we go into an event, use the messaging through the registration report, whether it's sending the text or email. So here we'll start by creating a message template. Again, this is used at the association level. So as you said, typical or frequent messages that you might send out, whether it be state of play compliance, teams that are unaccommodated at the moment, quick and easy messages that you want to send out. This is the best way to sort of create that template. Obviously you're touching on, but this is using reserved keywords as well, which is a new feature we'll touch on a little bit more on the registration report. But the ability to have those automated responses and actions through the messaging as well is really key. Perfect.
So I'm typing in a quick message here that we normally see, again, this is the idea of driving teams into book rooms through the EventConnect system, but we don't want to lose sight. We're not only working with our partners on the hotel conversion side. So walk me through some other examples that you've seen the messaging tool help our event owners in their day-to-day.
Yeah, scheduling and scoring would be another component. So anyone that's utilizing that side of the platform, letting teams know that the schedule is released, or if it's even, roster lock dates. So making sure that teams have their rosters in prior to those, games going live on the schedule. So
perfect. Yeah, that's a great example. Another one that I always like chatting through and see our event owners use a lot is chasing payments. So our event owners that use the registration platform, a lot of them will ask for a deposit at the time of registration, but there's that outstanding balance that they need to collect from the teams. And there's a lot of features around that of trying to help push people into making sure they meet the deadlines, like the payment deadline feature and those types of ideas. But our event owners like to be proactive in that approach too, and making sure that people are aware of that. So what they have to do oftentimes is send that messaging out to say, reminder, your payment is still due. And I see that message sent a lot, time and time again through our system, and that's what our message templates is a number one kind of feature to help create efficiencies in that workflow and that work process that we do see a lot on the
And I
platform.
think this is perfect because, like you said, it kind of gives you that custom tailored approach. So whatever messaging that they need to send out frequently, this is a perfect place to store it and then use it in the actual event. So
Amazing. Yeah, and we'll see once we get into sending out that message. These message templates are always available, and we can fly them into the message communication portal pretty quick. But then again, it's always there that if there's a custom message that we need to put in there, it's very easy to use one or the other.
that's right. Yeah.
Awesome. So message templates are going to be our friend when we're talking about efficiencies and how to set ourselves up for success when we get into executing the communication part of our event lifecycle process as an event owner. The next step we can talk about is the different ways that our event owners can access the communication portal on our platform. So Nick, what's the first way we could do this?
So when we look at association level, obviously it's messaging out past teams, upcoming teams, past events. So under the events header, we'll go through our managed registrations. And this is all the data that's been stored again from past events or upcoming events. So you can see here at the top, we can filter. We have a lot of those data points. So bringing back all the way last 2 years or from the inception that these events have been hosted to our platform. So we can search that and start with those teams there.
Sweet, awesome. So in this scenario here, walk me through why, from an event owner perspective, would I go to the manage registrations page to send out a message to teams?
Yeah, great question. So first and foremost, it's just marketing. I think it's a great tool. All the data is already in our system, so perfect way to message out these teams. Whether it's an upcoming event that the event organizer wants to message out teams and remind them, hey, this is kind of coming up, registration will be opening soon, or if it's post-event, post-season, everything is just wrapped up. Sending out that survey, how are things, what was your experience like, feedback. I think these are the most efficient tools, and best tools to use here.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. So from that, again, we're seeing our event owners use this tool really for that either marketing component, so future looking, and we're going to go get all the past teams. So let's look at it in that scenario here. Using this page, we kind of started going down that road. So at the top, I come in here and I'm able to kind of filter into the subsection of teams that I'd like to get at. So a lot of different buckets, I guess we can call it.
That's right.
And in this scenario, let's say we want to send out a campaign marketing message to teams, anyone that attended an event in the last year. So we would drop that down here. And then we'll notice as we scroll down the page, we have the different statuses, right? So we have the approved and the waitlisted. Nice feature in the sense that we get to look at both all at once. And I work with partners that, they might actually want to just focus on the waitlisted teams to say, look, last year, unfortunately, we couldn't get you in. Let's start with you. And so in that scenario, we can scroll up here and we can go into let's toggle to all active. We're going to go into our waitlisted toggle here and hit search. Now, Nick, if I'm that event owner, I got my waitlisted teams here, which is 21 in the last year, and now I want to activate a message to them to say, hey, I have these upcoming events. How would I do that on this page?
Yeah, so perfect. You got the filter on. So first thing I do is actually scroll down to the bottom of the page. You can see that the showing 21 of 21 results, so making sure that you have all the waitlisted teams. This does go up to 100 teams at a time, so just making sure you can send and select all those teams. When we scroll back up to the top, there's a mass select all, so just under the registration, hitting that key checkbox, you'll notice all 21 teams selected. On the bottom right, we'll see our bulk actions. So when we navigate to this, we'll see also the message portal pop up here. So we know that we're sending a message to all these waitlisted teams. And then here are some of our new features, upgrades to the messaging portal. So again, this is at the association level, but you can see some of the nuances and new features that are populating here.
Yeah, awesome. So for our partners that have been using the platform for many years now, they'd be accustomed to knowing that from the system we can send out either a text or an email, and we've kept both of those functionalities in, which is great. We know in this ever-changing age of how people interact, I know a lot of people prefer the text over the email. I think it always kind of goes also back to the nature of the email that you're sending, right? So if we are more in that marketing campaigning stage, it might be those emails. But if we're getting into reminders and things about an upcoming event, it might be more the text. And again, our event owners use a variety of different ways, and so does our EventConnect team when we're messaging out. Because again, I think it's all about everyone communicating on both of these platforms, and hitting them in the right way with those tools is going to help the success of your response rate on some of these messages.
Yeah, I think the timing is important there. As you mentioned, maybe post-event, we're looking at an email campaign over a text message. When we're in the event or coming up to, I think the real-time, response and updates, I think text messages is key there. So, like you said, having the ability to kind of do both is perfect world.
Yeah, 100%. Awesome. So now we have, let's say we've decided we're going to send an email message out today. And now on the left-hand side, I see a bunch of things selected. And in this case right now, it's managers, coaches, and players, meaning everybody that is attached to those teams is going to get an email from us if we send it out right now. If I'm an event owner and I only want to send it out to the managers and coaches, how would I tee that up in this scenario?
So just as you're hovering over, obviously you can see, you can hit the X on the coaches and players. Coaches if you want them to be included, but if it's just main team managers, main contact, you can see the filters there, and those individuals would be the ones that you're sending that message to. So quick and easy, click of the mouse there to kind of select or unselect who you'd like to send that to. Amazing.
And then we've also allowed our event owners to even drill right into each specific team. So if we wanted to see, there's multiple team managers or coaches attached to any of these teams, we can toggle down and see who is going to be receiving it. So in this case, it looks like it's just single users on each team. But in the scenario where there was two managers or two coaches, they would be all pre-selected, but we could then unselect people if we wanted that message to only go to a specific team manager there.
Yeah, and I think that's key as well. It's maybe one contact is the main key contact, the other one may be just a travel coordinator, but the ability to select all team managers, I think it's perfect there.
Amazing. So we now have the list of people that we're going to send this message out to. We're all accustomed to the traditional email flow, so we have our subject line there. Let's say it is upcoming events. And then we are going to want to enter who it's coming from. So it is going to default to the user that we're signed in this case. I am going to actually type in my name there and override the user that we're signed in as. And then reply to. So Nick, walk me through what the reply to means and how it impacts and benefits our partners right now.
Yeah, so with a lot of our partners, there could be that main contact at the organization, but there also is those info at email or just generic email that they'd like all the replies to go to, where they can kind of filter through. So I think that having this reply to is really kind of important and a great add to this email. So I'll maybe put an info at email here, so any responses will go directly back to that email address.
Yeah, 100%. I've been working with a lot of partners and seeing the impact of this. To your point, it's typically one person sending it out, but they might be sending it out to a lot of teams. So being able to redirect that message into like a team inbox and all that work not falling on one person at the organization has been a great change. And I remember the old workaround was we would tell people to sign out of their account, sign into an info at one, and send it out as that team email. And now those steps are gone by the addition of this tool. So that's been awesome. Now, while we're talking about this, I know you do a lot of work with client-facing side, working with our event owners weekly on messaging and finding opportunities and highlighting, hey, there's high on accommodated travel teams here, and typically the next step there is a message. But in doing so, you also work closely with your internal team and your account coordinators, and they send messages out too. Can you walk us through how the addition of that reply to has also helped expand your account coordinators and your event owners working closer together?
Yeah, so it's a great combination of internal, external strategizing here. So if I'm working with the account coordinators internally, and we want to send out messaging to these teams, having this ability to, our support at email, where team managers can respond to, or if they are looking for accommodations, our events at email, where we use specifically for accommodations, having us and the ability for us to send out messaging, but having that mass reply to without one support member getting bombarded with those, it's a great addition here. So perfect addition to the email.
Nice, amazing. All right, so then there's this little send myself a copy here. A lot of event owners like sending themselves the email. They get to see exactly what it looks like, what it feels like. They get the same kind of a copy in their inbox as well in case someone needs it. They can actually forward it again. So that's a typical little pro tip, I guess we could say, that a lot of our partners like to check that box on. Now, we started the video off of kind of setting ourselves up with the message templates. As we move into the creation of the message for this email, we do see the add message template here. So I'm going to click on that, and Nick, talk me through how this works.
Yeah, so this is captured right from the association level. So again, we went in and created those message templates. We can see now that those are populating here. The team travel messaging was the one you created, but we can simply plug in place and make additional edits if we need to from here. As you can see, you've got the reserved keywords that you use there for event name here, which are also listed below, but this message template will now populate, and we can make any additional changes or tweaks we need.
Sweet. So you started touching on one of my favorite recent upgrades to the messaging tool, which is reserved keywords for messages. And what that fancy title means is we now have the ability for our event owners and our staff, when typing a message, to send out a mass message, but customize it to make it feel personal. Amazing. It's really cool. It goes a long way. I know if I get a message that starts off with, hey, Brandon, good afternoon, Brandon, probably a little bit more inclined to answer or read it rather than if it said hello or hello, team manager. And for years, we've been very aware of that, I feel like, internally, where the team would personally email individuals, right, and change that name. And now we have the ability for event owners to really do this mass personalization, but send 100 emails with one click of a button.
That's right, and I think you touched on both key points. It's one, it's saving time, and the other is more customized, tailored approach. So team manager, guest, they feel like they are being reached out to personally, which I think goes a long way rather than a generic team manager or hello guest. So great addition and being able to use that right in the messaging portal.
Cool. So in this example, let's just bring that up. If we want to bring in the team manager's name, we're going to go hello, and instead of team manager, we need to type in TM_name. And now that is going to replace TM_name with all of the team managers that are teed up here. So if I drop down the Eastside FC here, Lee, it will sub in and put in hello, Leanne Campbell. And again here, event name. So when we created that message template, we know we wanted a message template that would allow us to then customize as we go. We can come in here now and put in event name, and it would sub in that event name as we type that up. So again, I know we're at the association level right now, but these are just some examples of how you can really tie in those different customizations into that message. So, yeah, absolutely. Amazing. So now, before we send that out, again, like any email communication, we can send out attach a file. So if you have a PDF or anything like that, you're able to just tap in there and upload as such. And then we are going to agree to the message at the bottom there that everyone would review. And then we're going to hit send that message out. And just like that, we've now sent out a message to all of our waitlisted teams. In this scenario, we were talking about marketing our future events.
That's right, yep. So we have successfully sent a message at the association level, and same sort of walkthrough that we'll go through in the actual event that's happening. So
Sweet. So flipping right into that, I'm going from the association level. Now on the event level, we'll understand there's going to be times in the event life cycle where you want to focus specifically on the event. We'll go back to the manage events page, kind of as we always talk about this as our landing page, our starting zone, right? From here, where would you guide me into to start sending a message?
yeah, so I think the National Volleyball Championships, most upcoming event here. So we'll click on the actual name itself, jump into that event shell. And from the headers at the top, we'll go under our reporting and registration. So this is where all that data from past events, upcoming events will live. These are all the teams registered for the event. So same sort of setup from the association level. You can see a lot of filters and drop downs, a lot of information that we can sort of capture and tailor our messaging from here. So I think for us, we're focusing on the approved teams for this event. So if we go into all travel types, yep, and then our status is on the right-hand side.
There we go.
We can go to all the approved. So these are all the teams that have been approved for the event so far. And as mentioned before, maybe we're looking at the accommodation. So filter first, foremost to no reservations and then no room block. So this is one just kind of customized, approach to the registration report where we want to focus on those travel teams that are coming to the event that may need accommodations.
Perfect, amazing. So once we tee up those statuses, we hit search. And we always talk about this. The reports are going to be default with our key pieces of information. But if we ever wanted to dial into other pieces of information, select fields is going to be how we do that. In this case, we know based on our statuses that all these teams have no hotels, no room blocks. And the scenario here would be you're pushing out a message to say, reminder, get your rooms.
That's right. And again, this strategy can come from event organizer or internally, so how we're strategizing. But same sort of feel that we looked at the association level, clicking all in the top left-hand side. First of all, making sure that we have all those teams filtered. So the result at the bottom you can see here, we'll go drop down to 100, making sure all those approved teams are actually being selected. And then we have that same ability. So bulk actions in the bottom right-hand side, and then that messaging portal will pop up once again. So same flow, same sort of tab, same information we just went through, the ability to message just those team managers if we'd like, the coaches in this case as well. So
amazing, cool. And so as you mentioned, this looks exactly the same as the association one. So all the same features, bells and whistles there. What we didn't look at the association level was the ability to send a text message. So in this scenario, let's go and send that text message. It makes things a little more simple. You lose all the formalities of the email that you need to set up of where it's coming from and who you're replying to. We get the message text box. We don't lose our message templates and we don't lose our keywords. So you're still able to personalize that text, just like the email. And again, as we mentioned a little earlier, we know that email and text both kind of have a time and a place. And we do find that our event owners are always kind of bouncing between both, depending on what they're sending out.
that's right. So if this is an upcoming event, teams are registered, I think text messages may be more appropriate here. So we can still use those text message templates, add them right in. Again, the only thing we're losing with a text is obviously the ability to add an attachment, but same sort of flow, using those reserved keywords if we'd like to, and customizing that message to our teams.
Perfect. So I'm just putting this in here. And as you can see, you can actually put in a specific booking link, which is super cool too. So we're not just talking about changing names. We're actually putting in the specific team booking link right into the text message, which is so awesome. So, if I'm that team manager getting this message, my work's really done for me. That link's there. I don't have to go chase a link or find a link, or I'm not getting a text message that says, "Please go check your email." There's a link there waiting for you. We're trying to make the experience for team managers easy, efficient, and as less steps as possible. So to send a text message to say, "Hey, now go check your email," or "Hey, go log into your dashboard," that's just resistance, right? There's things that they need to do. This flow, this system has given us the ability to really put everything we need them to do right at their fingertips. So that link's there. We're always coaching our team managers and our event owners to get the word out that, hey, just share that link out with your team. And it can be that simple.
Yeah, having that right in that text message, again, sending it forward to your team, players, whoever on the roster that needs the same information, it's perfect.
Sweet, awesome. So from there, we just would go all the way down here, hit send message, and now we successfully sent a text message to everybody in this event. Sweet. All right, so we've covered like the traditional communications around emails and texts, but EventConnect continues to expand on ways that we can communicate with our participants and our teams in the system. What's the third way that we can communicate through the EventConnect system?
Yeah, so we would go through our bulletin board. So this will appear not only on a team dashboard for the users, but also on any of our partner branded mobile apps. So as you went through event management and drop down bulletin board, again, we have the ability to create a new post. So with any, information we'd like to highlight about the event, whether it's leading up to the event, walking through steps of how to upload rosters or important information that a team manager would need to fill out or provide for the event, we can list that right on their team dashboard. And again, as mentioned, with the branded mobile app, obviously a focus on the scheduling and scoring with that, but there is the ability to have these bulletin boards and these messages posted there. So more for the event time when that is actually happening and taking place. A perfect way to have that sort of real-time message sent out to all the guests.
Sweet, amazing. So I know when we talk about this feature, one of your key partners that you work with use this a lot. And typically, I think people think of the bulletin board as an in-event tool because it, like you mentioned, it goes directly to the mobile app. So it's great for, hey, there's an accident on the highway into town, make sure you take another road, or hey, we've had a venue issue and we're pushing games back. It's great for that in-event stuff because it's going to the mobile app. But as I mentioned, there's a partner that you worked with that used the system extensively, and they actually used the bulletin board during the lead up to the event. So walk me through why they used it that way and how it really helped their user experience.
Yeah, exactly. So again, that would be on the team dashboard on the user side. So every team that registered, obviously they would have their own personalized team dashboard. So as you're pulling that through, it's having the ability to showcase and highlight those important key details for the event, where that will show for the team manager. So for that partner, as an example, it was information about their roster leading up to the event. So certain waivers that players had to sign and fill out, that was critical for those players to be accepted for the events. So it goes a little bit higher than just having a team register in EventConnect, but this would be the place where that is listed. And as team manager comes on there and sees all the information about the event, the bulletin board is posted there at the top to kind of help them and guide them and walk them through that.
Yes, yeah, and it was great to see it used that way. I think it allowed us to see that the bulletin board did have an impact in another place, and we did see it help our customer service tickets. So the year before, there was a lot of customer service tickets. There was a high volume amount, and although we were able to handle that and give the answers to the users, we know that people still get kind of frustrated. Hey, I have to reach out now and wait for a response. In this scenario, the information is right there. And what I love about the bulletin board, especially in that case, is we could send out emails, which we did, about, hey, reminder, you need to do this process. But emails have a funny way of not being read. And in this scenario, people would inherently know, hey, I need to jump my dashboard. I need to do something there. But then they get stuck with, I don't know what I need to do. And the bulletin, the post doesn't go anywhere. It's right there. It's in the middle of the dashboard. And we found that a lot of people were able to then self-help themselves in the moment. And that's really important, especially when the demographic we're dealing with, youth sport parents. They're typically doing this stuff once the kids go to bed, late at night. And again, they don't want that task to then filter into the next day. And so I saw in that scenario our CSAT scores and customer service satisfaction with our users really increase by having that feature help them have the information that they needed to have right in the dashboard. And further to that, right beside that information is where they need to complete their, uploading the roster. So it really helped with all that stuff.
Yeah, clear, visible, most likely cannot be missed. So having that, again, that team dashboard link right through the text message or email coming right here. Again, next step, your information is located. Great additions to all the messaging and how they're sort of connected and tied in.
Amazing. So now I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay, I got a hard question for you. You work with so many partners. You're talking to partners every day. What's the thing that they're asking for right now from you or EventConnect on the communication side? We talk about the communication portal.
Yeah, so a lot of strategies going in there. I think the biggest one for us actually would be, just more upgrades if we can. Keep working on the messaging portal. I've heard one of push notifications as well as a feature there. So again, just kind of connecting in with the day and age of real-time messaging and notifications. How quickly can we deliver those? So I think that'd be a great feature to kind of see added in here at a earlier time here.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that's the number one feedback that I received from event owners. And it's not really a surprise for me. We're all on our phones every single day. I enjoy a good push notification, especially if it's about my fantasy football team. And so I can only imagine how excited a team parent would be to get that push notification of, hey, your schedule's been released. And it's, again, coming up on their home screen of their phone rather than it being an email or a text. People are so used to that, getting more used to and really used to that form of interaction and communication. And that's where I know we're being pushed from our event owners to get. And I think it's a great push. It's an exciting place to go. So definitely a place and an area that I know we're actively exploring on the development side. And when that feature gets released, not only will the communication portal get a big advancement, but that it'll really enhance the value of the mobile app too, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Tying everything back into one, again, multiple areas where communication is coming through the platform, but again, having that one kind of centralized hub. Excited to see what we can do in the future.
Yeah. And another area that comes up a lot with our event owners is the ability to, I think, make the messaging a little bit more colorful, customized, branding, right? We have a lot of partners that love making sure that their email pops, which is fair in a world where, again, we talk about it all the time, how many messages go out. So I think that's the other area that I receive a lot of feedback and talk a lot about is how do we get headers and images in there on a larger scale. So I think right now they do exist. Maybe we touch on that a little bit. So jumping over into our event setup customization tab. When I have partners, and Nick, jump in here too. When I have partners say, "Hey, I want to help brand that email," my number one area to go is the branding. Because our messages do pull from that. So where does that logo show up in the email for our users?
Shows up right at the top of the page. Obviously, branding is key here in this aspect. So yes, it's coming through the EventConnect system, but we want to make sure it's tied to the association. So shows up right there, and then you can see obviously the primary colors is what you're touching on there is how we can sort of add those two and continue to work through those.
100%. And brand colors is not something right now that necessarily impacts our messaging and our emails. I know it's a place that, again, we're still exploring and giving more capabilities and opportunities for our partners to really impact how that communication looks. However, I would say to a partner that's aware and wanting more in that area right now, how can they utilize the existing tools? Making sure your brand colors are set. Because once you land that user from the email into the team dashboard, that team dashboard is going to be whatever these brand colors are. So if it's the default EventConnect blue, that's what they're going to see. I love jumping on and seeing a partner that has their crazy purple or green in there. What it does for me, even someone that kind of knows what's going on, it does flip my brain. It's like, oh, I'm now in the partner side. I've left kind of that EventConnect environment, which I think is super cool and really does help that connectivity between an email that an event owner sends to, oh, I haven't left. I'm still in that event owner space, but it is in the EventConnect dashboard. So I think, a little bit outside of our messaging chat here today, but utilizing the brand colors and the customization inside the app is another key thing there. Sweet. Cool. Well, I appreciate you joining. I think the communication tool is an awesome area to dive deep in, and it's not going anywhere. It's only going to become more of our chats with our event owners and how we continue to help them use it to be an effective tool in their business.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the advancements there. Push notifications, whatever else we can come up with. So yeah. Keep up to date with the world as it changes pretty quickly. So
amazing.
Thanks for
joining, Nick.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.